So what we're going to show today is the MultiLine for Intune application. What you'll notice at the very bottom of the phone is that there are two different dial icons, right? So my green dial icon is my native personal dialing application that I use to make my personal calls, receive phone calls from friends, family, so on and so forth. Just to the left of that, you'll notice that there's the black MultiLine for Intune icon as well. So this is a completely separate application that will capture all of your business communications. If I go ahead and open the MultiLine for Intune application, you'll notice that it does validate my biometrics, right? And so that's part of the Intune container validating, and that kind of having that second line of security in order to access the application. Once inside the application, you'll notice at the very bottom, there's your menu options: recents, messages, contacts, keypad, and settings. It will automatically default to the recents page. And what you'll see here are my various incoming and outgoing phone calls. And so you'll notice the little icon to the left of each name is either outgoing, incoming, anything in red would be a missed phone call, so on and so forth. They are time and date stamped. And if you press the little information button to the right, you'll notice all of the various details for that particular contact. Okay. One thing I will point out here is that we do also offer the WhatsApp icon. We do integrate directly with WhatsApp, so you have that ability to communicate via that platform as well. So the green icon is the WhatsApp icon. The one to the right of that is the normal text or SMS messaging, followed by the phone or the voice call icon, as well as any missed calls, or going back to that all inbox will show all of the various incoming, outgoing, and missed phone calls as well. So the next menu item over is the Messages tab. This is what we call a unified inbox. So this is going to have all my various text message and WhatsApp conversations. You'll notice that a couple of these text messages or messages have that green WhatsApp icon. So we do integrate with WhatsApp. Again, another secure way to be able to communicate with any clients. We also, our visual voicemail notification will be in here as well. And so what I have for you is just kind of an example of a financial services conversation with an end client. And so, various conversations, a lot of the use cases that we do see are, trade instructions or appointment reminders or send research. Again, a completely secure platform in order to be able to do that. Again, clicking on any line item, it will take you into the history and the conversation. Okay. The next item over is the contacts. And so what you'll see here is very similar to scrolling through your contacts list from your native application. And the majority of our financial services clients will actually set this up so that it will sync directly with your Microsoft Exchange server and your personal directory. And so it will automatically sync those various contacts if you make any changes here in the MultiLine for Intune application, or if you make them from your desktop or your Outlook, and it will automatically sync and make sure that all of those various contacts that have either been added or deleted or modified will show up right here within your contacts page. The next option on the menu bar is the keypad. This should look really familiar. The one thing that I will point out is there's a little toggle switch on the bottom right-hand side. It says call over data or minutes. And one of the beauties of the product, right, is that our application has the ability to make and receive calls either using the Wi-Fi network that you're connected to, whether that be at your home, at the office, wherever you may be located that has a secure, stable Wi-Fi network. And that is the preferred or the default method for the application to make and receive calls. However, in this day and age, hopefully with the return to office, you may not be locked in your home or in your office. You may be on the go. And so, again, the beauty of the product is that if you begin a call on Wi-Fi and you migrate away from that Wi-Fi network, the application will automatically recognize that and switch to either a data network, if you have a stable data network, and if not, it will recognize that as well and switch you over to your cellular network. So it will actually use the cellular network based off of your SIM. Okay. So again, if you're on the go, you need to make a call. You know that you're not in a real stable data network and you need to make a call, an outgoing call over minutes, you have the ability on the fly to go ahead and choose that from this toggle switch. Okay. The last option on the menu bar are your settings. And like I mentioned earlier, many of these settings can be mandated from an IT or a back-end administrator and set up in that regard. However, the end user can set up the application to a certain degree the way that they'd like. And so what you'll notice is it's got my name, my current phone number, or the MultiLine phone number assigned to me. The next option down is the call settings. I talked briefly about this when we were on the keypad screen. And so again, the preferred network or the default network that the application will actually utilize is Wi-Fi. However, again, especially in the financial services vertical, you're not always locked in your office or in your home. You may be on the go. You may have to go from building to building, location to location. And so the system is intelligent enough to recognize when you're migrating away from a Wi-Fi network, and it will then transition you to a data or a cellular network, again, ensuring that call continuity and call clarity remains intact. However, like I mentioned, you do have the toggle switch on the dial pad. However, you can also choose from this particular call settings screen to make calls using minutes only or data only, again, based on whichever network is most readily available to you to ensure, again, that call clarity, as well as receiving calls. If you're on a train traveling or sitting in an airport, you're running out for coffee, you have the ability to manually choose. However, the system, again, based on a call being initiated from a Wi-Fi network, and as you migrate away from that, it will then choose whichever network will have the best call quality for you. You do have the ability to show your caller ID and then also blocking any numbers as well, just like in a native application. Okay. The next option down is call handling. This is a great little feature, especially in financial services. You may be at your desk. You may be, on the go with your mobile device. You may have call forwarding. You may use a Cisco type network for your office phone calls. So we offer two different options here. You'll notice there's simultaneous ring and sequential ring. And for simultaneous ring, you have the ability to have multiple devices ring at the same time. So if you're sitting at your desk or you're on the trade floor and your phone rings on your desk and on your mobile device, whichever device you pick up or answer that call from, it will actually stop ringing or terminate that call on the other devices. Similarly, sequential ring is almost like a phone tree, where let's say we can set the system up by adding various numbers so that my phone rings first. However, if I don't answer my call within 3 rings, it will then ring another phone number, possibly for another trader or wealth manager, so on and so forth. And then if that particular individual doesn't pick up that call, it will then go to a third phone number, so on and so forth. So the ability to have that sequential ring so that every call is answered or ensures that every call is answered can be set up, again, just like a phone tree. Okay. Manage availability. This is a great little feature as well. You do have the standard do not disturb and call forwarding available to you. So if I'm going to be unavailable, I'm attending a conference, however, I don't want any of my clients' calls to be missed, I have the ability to go ahead and forward this call to another, let's say, wealth manager, equity, trader, whatever the case may be. On top of that, we do also offer the ability to set or schedule your business hours. We do see this in some other verticals as well. So by setting up your various hours of availability, let's call it, if you receive a phone call outside of those hours, your application will not ring. It's almost like a do not disturb. However, it will automatically go to your voicemail, and then you'll receive a notification and a badge letting you know that you did receive a call and there is an existing voicemail for you. Okay, so you can schedule those hours based on your availability. Contact settings, talked a little bit about this when we were looking at the contacts tab. So again, native contacts, local contacts, And a lot of our financial services firms right now that are utilizing the application have mandated that their end users sync up directly with their Microsoft Exchange contacts, right? And so those other two options will actually disappear. Native contacts and local contacts will disappear. So the only option that the end user will have is to go ahead and set up the Exchange contacts, and it will migrate and pull, as well as syncing all of those Exchange contacts from the Microsoft Exchange directory. Okay. Voicemail greeting, very similar to the native application. You have just a default. You can record a custom greeting. Obviously, this is a little more professional than my normal native voicemail. So again, just a distinguishing factor between using your native phone call application or the MultiLine for Intune. One of the other great features is that we offer the click to call capabilities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of my MultiLine for Intune application and open up my Outlook application. Again, another Microsoft product. Again, you'll see that the biometrics are enabled for me to access this particular application. I'm going to go ahead and select on the top email from Beth Heron. If I go ahead and click on her phone number, you'll notice it automatically reverts to the MultiLine for Intune application to go ahead and make that outgoing call. The other great feature is from your calendar, right? So Outlook, I've got my calendar. And if I go ahead and select on any phone number, whether it's going to be a personal phone number, a signature phone number, a Teams meeting, a Skype meeting, anything related to that particular calendar invite, you have the ability to go ahead and select on that phone number. And again, it will automatically revert back to the MultiLine for Intune application to go ahead and make that outgoing phone call. So again, really great features associated with MultiLine for Intune. Hope this was helpful. Thanks.